So here we got the 1978 Ford Bronco. Do a walk around on the outside first. Just do a quick lap around. Right now it's got the hard top on it, but it does have a custom canvas soft top that comes with it. So to get into some of the details, we do have a 4-inch Tough Country full suspension lift, dual front shocks on the front with the springs, dropped pitman arm, radius arm, all new bushing, suspension, brakes, steering. Most of the steering components are Moog products. We've got 37-inch off-road tires on 20-inch wheels. Got the Bushwhacker cutout fender flares that have been coated with Line-X, along with the custom side steps that are also coated with Line-X. As we get to the back, you can see it is a full replacement leaf lift kit, not blocks. Same shock setup as the front with the high-end shocks. It does have a new gas tank with all the components including fuel pump, fuel lines, fuel filter. The fuel lines are all braided stainless steel, so very easy to work with. It does have a custom rear bumper on it with a matching size spare tire. The hardtop is also Line-X, completely painted, all new window glass and seals, all new seals inside. You can see the buttons along the outside are for the soft top, so it snaps in along the top, following the contour of the roll cage inside. Again, all new brakes all the way around, all the way from rotors, pads, drums, wheel hardware, wheel cylinders, lines, all of that is new. All new body mount bushings. All of the components underneath are either powder coated black or hand painted black, including nuts and bolts. It does have a custom drive shaft built for the lift kit to get the proper angle. Also has a custom exhaust, dual exhaust with a dual exhaust. Well, basically it's a single muffler, but with two mufflers built into the housing. All new components throughout the bottom. It's got a Ford 9-inch limited slip rear end that has been fully built. It's got the manual transmission that has been rebuilt. Big block 460 engine swap. The engine has been fully rebuilt. This was a frame off restoration rebuild. The frame was powder coated black and completely stripped down before everything was put back together. As we come around to the front, all of the trim was disassembled. The metal pieces were coated with Plastidip, as were the mirrors, coated with Plastidip, so they can be easily changed in color. Same thing with all the badges. They were all Plastidip black. It does have a new windshield with new seal. A set of 6 PF fog lights along the top with a custom light bar. All wired to switches within the cab on separate circuits with relays. Lighting on the front, we've got LED halo headlights with the clear marker lights. The front grille assembly was all painted with Plastidip, so again can be removed if needed and repainted. Same with the badging on the front. Custom front winch bumper. It does have the shackles on it. It comes with a 12,000 pound winch, 2 PF fog lights on the front. Very clean inside and out, no leaks. Everything on the bottom, again, either completely rebuilt or new. Full suspension. Again, big block 460 engine, fully built top to bottom. And more of the suspension system. And that's it for the walk around on the outside. Now under the hood, we have the full big block 460 engine swap, custom motor mounts, custom full length headers, all new brake components. Here you can see the relays and the relay setup and fuse boxes for the headlights, all wired in properly. It does have the Edelbrock carburetor with the air gap intake manifold. Again, the full-length custom headers. Everything works as it should. All the heating components are set up so the heating works. It does have the oversized RV radiator for cooling. Powder-coated fan, pulleys. Many of the components inside the engine were also powder-coated black or painted by hand during the rebuild. All the wiring put into wire loom as much as possible to keep the appearance looking good. New power steering pump, new steering gear, new alternator, new starter. Again, pretty much everything new. Does have the Edelbrock fuel pump. Again, stainless lines all the way up to the carburetor. And that is the engine. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and start the engine, and then we'll go outside and do a walk around and listen to how everything sounds. Does have that nice rumble to it. Nice, smooth running big block 460. Custom exhaust comes straight out the back. See one muffler or one tip there, one tip there. Now I'll come up here and rev it up a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and walk through the interior. So we've got new door panels with handles, all new seals on the inside of the windows. It does have upgraded Pioneer speakers in the doors, as well as Boss speakers on the roll bar. The seats are Summit Racing 5-point harness style racing seats with Corbeau 4-point harness seat belts on both passenger and driver side. It does have a full roll cage, including all the way across the front, across the top, door jambs down the back. Does go across the back, over the head area for the back seat, down to the back. Fully welded, not bolted, including welded to the body. Roll bar padding throughout with some auxiliary handles. The seats are adjustable. They slide forward and backward. on the custom brackets. As you can see, it's kind of deceiving from the pictures, but there is plenty of leg room between the lower roll bar and where your knees would be when sitting. It does have the original center console painted black. All of the interior flooring was done with black bed liner. Many of the parts were powder coated black. The dash was completely removed and powder coated black. Also put in a new dash pad. Here are the switches for the fog lights. Aftermarket odometer gauges for oil pressure, voltage, and water temp, as well as a tach. Original gauge cluster, Pioneer stereo system, all original controls. Again, everything throughout was either powder coated or painted. Does have an aftermarket rear view camera that does have a built-in backup camera. The back seat is the original tri-fold back seat that was reupholstered with black to match the rest of the Bronco. The inside of the hardtop was done with Linex. Okay, from the passenger side, I did mount the seat to the stock flip style seat base, so it makes it easier to get in and out of the back. Just fold the seat forward and then release the flip up base, and depending on how you have it positioned up top, depends on how much additional room you have to get in the back. And then again in the back, we do have the original tri-fold seat. The tri-fold seat does fold all the way down and sit underneath the roll bar when stored. If you're sitting in the back, you can see that you do have leg room. Again, kind of deceiving where the bars are, but I'm 6 feet tall and standing basically with a 90-degree angle on the seats. So a little bit tight up against the padding, but definitely room inside. Again, here's one of the speakers mounted to the roll bar. The roll bar comes down along the back, does go down to the body, comes up across the top with the high lift jack, the diamond plate rear cover, all working windows. Power rear window works with both the switch up front and the key at the back. Do have a custom built jerry can holder with 2 jerry cans. This is the soft top, and then underneath is a toolbox that includes multiple items for the high lift jack and then some basic towing and off-roading tools. Now we do have, again, the tri-fold stock seat that was reupholstered. It does fold down perfectly underneath the roll bar with clearance behind the seats, but nice and snug along the roll bar to give as much space as possible for storage of camping gear, off-roading gear, hunting gear, whatever kind of gear you would need to take along with you. All of the rust that it did have was cut out and removed. We did have rust over both rear quarters, which were cut out for the fender flares. Both of the driver's side and passenger side floorboards were rusted, so they were cut out and had new panels welded in. All of this was done prior to doing the painting of the interior with the bed liner. Same on the passenger side. Floor pan was cut out. New one was welded in. So no more rust. Here you can see how the roll bar comes down to the plate and is welded to the frame. Controls along the underside of the dash. Again, everything's fully functional. Heat, lights, wipers, horn, temperature control, rear glass. Everything is fully functional. Now at the back, the spare tire carrier is fully functional. Just release the handle. Tire carrier swings open. As I mentioned before, all of the power items for the window glass and electronics all work. All new seals on the tailgate and all along the hardtop. In the back, you can see a diamond plate cover for the tailgate. It's a better look at the custom jerry can bar. Again, the high lift jack with the padding. This padding is here so that when you have the soft top on, it doesn't wear out the soft top flopping around. All new seals all the way around. Again, the bottom was painted with a bed liner. So it's a little dusty now, but it just rinses and hoses right out. We've got the soft top here, as well as the toolbox. Inside the toolbox, we have a toolkit, some gloves, tow rope, straps, the high lift jack base, got the high lift jack bumper hook, and the bumper lift from the high lift jack, all of which is new, never been used. All right, so here we're going to set up and show all the lights. So there's the parking lights, headlights, there's the high beams, and then there's the first set of fog lights, second set of fog lights, the halo on the outside of the headlights, second set of fog lights, or the third set of fog lights. Fog lights off, left turn signal, right turn signal, and the flashers. So that's how all the LED and auxiliary lighting works on the Bronco.